Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys have been keeping well. Today's pick a card reading is going to be what are people currently realizing about you? So, my lovelies, what I would like you to do is take a look at these three images and go towards the image that you feel most intuitively drawn to. As always, my lovelies, you are more than welcome to pick more than one pile. If you have picked your pile, let's get straight into the messages. I hope you guys enjoy and thanking you very much for being here. As always, everything will be timestamped in the comments below for you. Hey there, pile one. How's it going, my lovelies? If you guys chose this image, let's get into a reading. I hope you guys enjoy the messages, okay? Pile one, what are people currently realizing about you? Messages for pile one, please. What are people realizing about pile one? Queen of Pentacles. So there's something about your energy, my lovely, that I feel like it's quite misunderstood. People may view you as someone who is all about routine, structure. You have a practical plan in place. You don't make rash decisions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like because of this nurturing energy, this down to earth, rooted, grounded energy, it makes people get comfortable with you, where they may end up taking advantage of that energy instead of embracing it. It's not about the race, the journey. I just heard, I don't even know if that is a saying. Because pentacles are slow moving energy. I'm going to have to look up that quote or let me know in the comments. But overall, what I'm getting with that is you've been on a long journey. But when you've got to the finishing line, you have a lot to obtain and hold on to. Longevity, even though it's taking you 10, 20, 30 years, however long, you know. Maybe you are someone who's had to make the necessary sacrifices. You could be a late bloomer watching this as well. Maybe it's taken for you to get older, something pertaining to maturity as well, where you feel more comfortable in pursuing your dreams or being more real with yourself. Really getting that, because the Queen of Pentacles is a real one. But there's just something about you embracing these traits more and not shying away. I feel like there's an energy of where people may have overshadowed you, or you found it hard to come out of your comfort zone and stand more in your power and show people what you're really capable of. But I feel like you are someone who has gone through multiple tests, lessons, experiences, where it's been a long journey, but it's built character. And so what's come out of that is people can physically see, with pentacles here, they can physically see the end result. But there's something about the journey in between that you made a lot of errors along the way, rightfully so. We live and learn, right? There's something about people may have seen that you were taking a long while to get to a successful point, material, spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything. Tell me more. So it's a bit of a surprise, like, wow, you finally got there. Yeah, justice, thank you. Libra energy. Page of Wands. We have the Emperor, excuse me. Taurus, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sag. Heavy Libra in this reading so far. So what are people currently realizing about you? You're no longer chasing your tail. I just heard you're no longer making sacrifices for others. I mean, I could be talking to a single parent in this reading, or you have mothering traits, absolutely. I feel like there's been people in your life that have given you the runaround. You give them an inch, they take a bloody mile. Instead of embracing these good traits that you have, they took advantage of it. And I can't shift off this energy, something to do with age, maturity here, where it's taken for you to have a rebirth, to then really have a better relationship with yourself, to be more comfortable in who you are, being honest with yourself, and making decisions based on that. And I feel like there are people that are quite childlike, immature, they haven't grown at all, where they feel like they can still come towards you in their same crusty energy. It's really giving it energy like testing to see, have you really changed? Is this new version of you real? Or, still trying to take the piss, thinking that they can come to you in the energy of taking advantage of these nurturing traits, and they're in for a shock now. Like, wow, it is for true, for true. Yeah, it is. Tell me more, please, about this Queen of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. There's something about your connections prior to your rebirth. Complete misalignment. I mean, unless these people are younger than you, or overall there's something to do with you were giving way too much to a situation and they were giving the bare minimum. Little to no effort whatsoever for themselves and to you as well, whatever that connection may mean for you. What did I just say about the journey? So people are currently realizing that you are leveling up. You started off not having a lot, whether you are someone who has been brought up in a broken home, less privileged than others, and you've made something of yourself independently. Okay, that's another message coming through. Or again, you are someone who has started later on in life. Maybe you found it hard to figure it out. Who am I? Where am I going? You were constantly going in different directions, and it's because you were in misalignment within yourself. So when you don't know who you are, yeah, you are going to be confused in life. You're not going to know where the fuck you're going. Pardon my language. And that's how people have viewed you. Like, you've been in illusion, you've been in confusion, you haven't been seen clearly. But I do feel like they have a part to play as well, where they have added to these illusions. And it's really given the energy of an audacity. Like, how dare you think that you can still come in the pole one's energy and play them? I don't know. Like I said, something about people thinking that they can still test you, and it's something to do with how they communicate to you. Messages, that's for some of you. Tell me more. Strength, Leo, Pisces, Cancer we have here. Tell me more about this Empress. Three of Cups. Yeah, I feel like overall people are currently realizing that there's more than meets the eye with you. But I feel like after the fact, now that you've given birth to yourself, these people don't really know you. They thought that they had you figured out. No, they don't know you at all. There's something to do with you being more private. Maybe you are someone who used to overshare a lot, initiate communication, checking up on people, nurturing, tender loving care. Maybe you started to realize, okay, if I don't send messages, are these people going to check on me? That's another message coming through. But overall, not run into people. If you used to do that when you were in a state of confusion, asking for advice, etc., moving more in silence, keeping your business to yourself. Because with that moon here, it's really telling me that you may receive a lot of downloads about people that you used to kiki with, celebrated with. These are people that possibly, I don't know, I just heard baby shower in my head, whether this is yours or someone that you were really close with, an older feminine here. a sister, a mother figure here. There's something to do with you used to surround yourself with a particular feminine man or woman. I'm really getting the woman though, but you take it as it resonates. Maybe you used to go out partying, clubbing, restaurants. I don't know, something about socializing here. And whether something has been revealed to you via your dream state, your intuition, or they've told them themselves and they've acted in a certain way, possibly via communication, and you've read between the lines like, okay, you're low-key jealous of me, or you actually have more feelings about me than you let on. You're not really celebrating me. You're not. You're actually against me. So there's something to do with hidden enemies in this reading, where it's interesting. Why can't I shift off this energy about playing in your face, where these people are now realizing currently that they can't do that? They can't do that. So what they're choosing to do is just hold back their energy. Hold back their energy. Tell me more. I'm also getting like an all or nothing energy. Now that you are maturing, you're more comfortable in standing alone. Maybe at one point you would surround yourself with people, even if you knew something was a bit iffy. You would try to like turn a red flag into a green flag. Maybe it took for you to reap what you sowed with that justice there, when things weren't working in your favor, for you to then have a rebirth, you know? So maybe something needed to take place, trickle in the 3D for you to actually see, okay, it is what it is. High Priestess. Yeah, something about intuition in this reading. So people are realizing that you're now accepting your spiritual gifts, accepting the fact that you are intuitive and that whatever downloads you receive, it is the truth. There's something about divination in this reading. I could be talking to a reader. You don't have to be, or overall you're tapped in. And these people know that you are. It's just that they're currently realizing that it's taken a while for you to realize that they've been trying to play in your intuition, but also it's taken a long journey for you to accept those gifts. Mm. Something about people laughing in this reading. It's really giving like a mean girl vibe here. You're not laughing now, are we? Tell me more about this High Priestess, please. The Magician. Yeah, so people are currently realizing that you are very powerful. You stand in your own power and you will manipulate, but not in a sense of like, you know, whether the magician is in the upright or the reverse, it's still manipulating energy. But how do you manipulate those energies, those tools and abilities with your gifts? Do you bend people's will, or do you set your intentions from the matters of your heart? Is coming from a good place, you know? The universe will always know what our intentions are, right? And clearly you have good intentions, because what's coming out of it is you building solid foundations here. So there's something to do with you being a bit of a mystery. I can't shift off this energy of where people are quite confused. They don't know what you're going to do next, what you're going to reveal next, what your next course of action is. But also, these are people that I feel are illusionists, they're tricksters, they're liars, they deceive. They're also spiritually gifted as well, but they abuse their power, they abuse their gifts, and it's kind of like they recognize you. Oh, I'm gifted as well, and the collective is gifted, but the collective manipulates in a different way than I do. These are people in your community. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of you, these could be people in your work as well, or both. So people are currently realizing that you see that, oh, or they see, should I say, I thought my energy was cloaked, but it's not that cloaked, because I don't know, whatever you are doing with that magician, it makes them see that, okay, you see me for true. I thought that my energy was hidden. No, it's not. So maybe it's something that you communicate with that magician there. You may have Virgo or Gemini in your chart. Okay, a couple more and then I'm going to close out your reading, my lovely. What are people currently realizing about you? Six of Pentacles. King of Wands. Yeah, there's definitely something about you being more confident, my lovely. Yeah. Tell me more about this King to the Queen of Wands. King of Swords. You could be someone who gets intuitive feelings of when you're getting gang stalked or people are sending you evil eye, spiritual attacks. It's really giving that. Yeah. I mean, who are all these bloody people? There's something about people that can't stand alone and come towards you. It's giving also like warfare in this reading, where there's a lot of things that people do behind the scenes and they will never have that, carry that same energy to come to your face and do it. If they do, it's bullshit, where they want to pally up with you and send you like a cheeky little message and humor to it. And it's like, really, bitch? Really? Again, trying to play in your face here. But who are all these folks? So far, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and the Six of Pentacles. Look up the angel number 666. But 6 is all about balance. So, which is really telling me that people are realizing that they have tried to test you, they've been immature, doing dumb shit behind the scenes, possibly online or in the comfort of their home, gossiping about you, laughing, mocking, possibly sending you weird messages, cyberbullying for some of you. And it's like you're still rooted. You're still handling the situation maturely. You're not stooping to these people's level. But you are not going to be someone who's going to be out here tiring yourself out all day, every day. You're like, okay, I see you. I get the downloads, etc. But when you cross that mark with me, mate, you're going to know. So there's something about you standing your ground. Something's really got your back up, and I don't know what that is. You've been divinely guided. Oh, the devil. So, I don't know. There's something about, I don't know if people have been manipulating that you're dark, you're toxic, you're a witch, or I don't know. It could be like trying to switch the narrative here. Um, you've seen something that's really unhealthy, or the fact that people are doing things that they're quite obsessive and they're addicted. Something about people are being quite addicted to manipulating, and that's something that you're standing for. No more, no more. And there's something about you fighting off an energy here where people are currently realizing they feel exposed. There's exposure in this reading where their toxicity is coming to light, possibly in a community. Something about community here, and or some of you online with that star there. It's making these people feel quite challenged. Like they don't want to smoke. So it's taken for you to take a stance. You fighting back. You're not budging either with that Seven of Wands there. You're sticking up for yourself. You're standing up for yourself. And you're still being seen in the positive light. So people were trying to make you not be seen in the greatest of light. If anything, it's had the opposite effect. I mean, the moon can represent past. So these could be people of the past that find it really hard to let your energy go. You've had contracts in place with these folks. Work, home, whatever the case may be. And then when the contract ends, what you'll notice is if these are really unhealthy people that are codependent, you know, because you do sit in a lot of light, part one. They mistreat your energy, but they also get addicted to your energy, and it's all about control. That's all it is. The moment that you reclaim your power back and you stand more in your power and you're more confident, this is where the challenges come in, where they're trying to make you surrender. Surrender to what? No, you're gonna have to back down and you're gonna be schooled today. And that's exactly what's happening here. Um, it's like seeing your worth and your value, but also wanted to, it's just coming from a place of really distorted. So yeah, these are people that are currently realizing that you, like I said, seeing your own power. And the more that you see your own power, the more that you are standing really firm, strong, bold, setting boundaries, no access to your energy, return to senders possibly with that 7 of Wands there. Because I feel like there's stuff going on in the physical and more spiritual, I would say. Because like I said, majority of the time these people are cloaking their energy, but when they do face you, it's, hi bestie, can we have a chat, can we talk about the past, I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, literally. 5 of Cups, what are they crying for? Give it a rest, mate, give it a bloody rest. Yeah, so people are really realizing you have a voice and you're going to use it sharp and quick, because that is what the Knight of Swords does. He comes in with a harsh truth. So people are currently realizing that you are not someone of the past that you used to be. Yes, you're still that nurturing person, but you're more balancing out that feminine side of you where you don't over nurture. You know, you're not overcompensating and giving more to a situation, especially people like this. Absolutely not. These are people that are catalysts to your growth, where they've led you to, you know, they mirrored something to you that you needed to heal, and you've understood the assignment. And now that you are healing, there's a new aura about you. You're optimistic, you're positive about life. It's kind of like snatching back your energy. Then these people remain back in darkness, and then this is where the warfare comes into play, and you are slaying those demons. Yes, you are. um People are currently realizing that you are a huge loss in their life, but they'll never show you that. They'll just respond by being quite toxic and unhealthy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If anything, they're more crying of the fact that you are awakened to a lot of things. Again, after the fact. But you know, they were laughing at the time because it took a while for you to latch on, but justice is on your side, which is really telling me there's something about your stability, success coming out of this karmic lesson that you've learned. You cleared out some form of karma. Something about you had a lot of karmic contracts here. In what shape or form? I'm getting different scenarios, but it's not funny. It's just at the time, it wasn't divinely orchestrated for you to have that awakening at the time. But now that you have it, you're more in a stronger position anyway. So it's interesting, because what did I say about that quote? If it doesn't make bloody sense, it's not about the race, it's a journey, and your journey is just going to continue to be more solid, grounded, rooted. And they know that. These people are realizing that now that you know who you really are, and you see situations for what they are. When you were younger, or when you had less experience, you weren't as wise, whatever the case may be, you're just going to continue to evolve, ascend, and be more successful and thrive. Thrive. And that upsets them. So, oh well. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Signs: Aqua, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, Pisces again, Cancer, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sag, Taurus, Libra. Yeah. All right, my honeys, that's what I have. All the best. Bye-bye. Hey, pile 2. How's it going, my lovelies? If you guys chose this image, let's get into your reading. I hope you guys enjoy the messages, okay? Pile 2. What are people currently realizing about you? What are people currently realizing about pile 2, please? Messages for pile 2. Ace of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. 9 of Swords, Gemini energy. There's something to do with people realizing that you are not putting yourself under any more torment. I just heard mental battles. It's like you've been missing something, because if you see, right, it's like the divine's like here, but then you're not facing it where you can see it. So you've been missing out on opportunities, and it's something pertaining to investments. Maybe you've been investing your time incorrectly, or there's something pertaining to longevity here, abundance. Maybe you have been finding it hard to see the bigger picture, I just heard. And it's because of anxiety and stress that's been blocking you from seeing that there's an opportunity all along. It's just that you have to look in the right place. Tell me more. 4 of Wands. These could be people in your community. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. In your community, you may have neighbors, even family, friends. You may live in a small hometown. That's for some of you. But with the 4 of Wands to the 5 of Pentacles, it's really telling me that I don't know where you live, but it could be that there's not a lot of possibilities, opportunities. Whether you live on an estate, the projects for those who live in the US, or there's something to do with lack of resources, like, or how you've been brought up in this community is everyone is used to being in a mindset of we struggle. The struggle is real. And I feel like you are the first person to break some form of curse here where, 5 of Pentacles, yes, it can talk about hardship, poverty, but there's also help. Now, it's interesting because what did I say? You haven't been seeing it because your back is turned away, and all you've been focusing on is, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I'm broke, I'm living from paycheck to paycheck. And that's the narrative that you've been feeding in your mind. But it's also because of how you've been brought up for some of you, or the people that you accompany yourself with in a certain community where you've had to break free from that limiting belief. You are abundant. You can reach your full potential. It's all about speaking life into you, Now it's interesting because they're graduates there. So I don't know if you're the first one to graduate in your family, your community, or that's to come. And if it's something to do with you going back into education, there's just something about you taking on an opportunity where other people in your family dynamic, this community, have never done before. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Something about your decision making here. You wanting more for yourself, no longer sacrificing, and that's the truth. Queen of Swords. There could be someone in your energy from a distance that is a voice of reason. Someone of high profession. I don't know if this is a therapist or they're a speaker, this person. So that's a side note. A very specific message, but there could be someone in your energy that was casting illusions about someone when really this is someone who was helping you. Maybe there was something to do with someone taking action, but they're an illusionist. This is someone who I feel is threatened by another feminine, because this feminine could have helped you in some form of way to get on path. If that doesn't resonate, leave it out. But people are currently realizing that if it's nothing of the sorts, then you are in the Queen of Swords energy, where you have mental clarity on your energy that's been in stagnancy for a while. You've experienced, you know, different pathways in your walk of life. Some have worked out, some not so, some not at all. Maybe this is the first time that you're realizing that the world is your oyster, my friend, and you do actually have more opportunities than you realize. And I really do feel like there's influence here of women. If it's a man in feminine energy, why can I not shift this energy to do with community? Where people are used to doing things one way and you're not meant to do that. You're not meant to be in these energies that they are. And I just heard black sheep in my head. So there's something about your family dynamic, whatever this community may mean for you, that in order for you to get on path, my lovely, you're meant to make a sacrifice for the divine to then meet you halfway. And it may be doing something taboo, like I said, breaking this generational curse, working on yourself, healing your shadow side in order to live a fulfilling life. You know, yes, we go through experiences in our life where sometimes things happen out of our control. We experience losses, but wins as well. But when we go through these negative changes, it's down to our free will to change that. People are now realizing that you are no longer in this either victim mindset, if you were, or like I said, telling yourself that I'm broke or I can't achieve more or whatever the case may be. Because rightfully so, when you accompany yourself with people, whether they're low vibrational or high vibrational, it's going to have an effect on your energy. Absolutely. And people are realizing that you see that now. You're coming out of stagnancy and you are thinking outside of the box. I don't know if you've recently been offered something, congratulations, or that's to come. If you've moved home or something about your foundations that have changed, someone is stressed. Someone is stressed that you're no longer part of a community anymore. I'm getting that strongly. Because it's also given that when you was in a lack mindset and being an underachiever, I just heard, is that even a word? I don't know. But anyway, you wasn't reaching your full potential, right? You wasn't exploring these opportunities that was right in front of you. It was beneficial to these people or person in your community for you to be in lack, because they were receiving more from you, whether energetically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, I don't know. Some of you financially. 8 of Cups. So you're willingly walking away from environments that no longer serve you, and there are challenges ahead. Yeah, nothing's ever easy, right? But you're going to make it. You are. Be patient with yourself, especially with that Pentacles there. You may feel like it's so out of reach, but it's not. It's not. It may seem like it, but I would say enjoy the journey. The highs, the lows, the emotional battles that come with it as well. Give yourself grace, all right? What's this 9 of Swords? Especially if you're going towards something that you've never gone towards before, you're working on something, mind, body, soul, financially, everything, you know. It's like a wipeout here. Queen of Pentacles. Could be a mother figure. Say for instance, right, you have a mother figure that Maybe you was brought up by single parents, and I can't shift with this energy to do with generational curses here, especially if you are someone who is I just had immigrated, so that could be for someone in this reading. Oh, where this is going. But anyway, if you are someone who is Caribbean, African, India, China, I just heard, I don't know. Well, you don't have to be, but I'm really getting something to do with culture here, where there's something to do with culture or how you've been raised. You've witnessed your mum struggle or your dad. Some of you could have been raised by a single parent. I'm really getting that. And is your mum successful? Yes. But what has come with it? Stress, and I just got chills on my legs. Some of you have been taught, like, no, you've got to hold on to the struggle and stress her out to the bitter end. No, life is not about being oppressed. And I'm not saying that you're going to walk skipping down the road and kiki and then everything's fine and dandy and you don't have your mental stresses. Of course, right? There's ebbs and flows with life, but not to the point where it's affecting your mental health. That's when you need to start reassessing. Like, is this really worth it? So I could be talking to someone who's already made it. Maybe your mum, your father, society wanted you to be a doctor, a nurse, whatever. You're very successful. But maybe it's got to a point where you're older now and you're being real with yourself. Like, okay, this is not my dream. It never was. It was my mum, my dad, my grandma, grandfather, whatever the case may be. Others of you are getting a different message of where you were possibly nurturing someone else in your community and looking after very well. It was beneficial to that person. Now that you have removed yourself and you're no longer going to this person's home, or you're no longer paying so much attention to them, looking after them, I don't know if this is even your own child for some of you, a sibling, whatever the case may be. I feel like this is someone who lives in your community again. And it's like this person now has to be responsible for their own selves, as rightfully so. Maybe you've been enabling someone. It's like, no more. No more. Someone needs to learn that they need to be more responsible and be an adult. Tell me more, please, about this Four of Wands. Judgment. A lot of earth here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Saggy, Pisces. And I would say Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here as well. What are people currently realizing about you, my lovely? Like, you see a bigger picture now. You have a new perspective. You've had an awakening. You're making a life-changing decision pertaining to your foundations, how you have built your foundations. You're restructuring it in some form of way. You're dropping something. I don't know what that is that you've dropped, but you feel comfortable in that decision and that change. If it means that you're going to take a loss for a while, then so be it. But you making that change, even though you've had to make a sacrifice, what comes out of it is that you're in alignment now, and that's all that matters. People are currently realizing that you're becoming awakened to, it's like you're side-eyeing a dynamic here, which then puts these people under pressure and stress, because you now see it, that you've been sacrificing too much of yourself and missing opportunities. I don't know if it's taken for you to get older where you're in regret and you're like, oh my gosh, that could be for some of you where you're having sudden realizations like, oh my gosh, I could have done this when I was younger, or taking the necessary steps then. Don't do that. Don't do that, my lovely. Don't beat yourself up. The fact is that you see it now and you're taking the necessary steps now. Okay, tell me more, and then I'm going to close out your reading. What are people currently realizing about you, Carl, too? King of Cups, Eight of Swords, Four of Cups, and the High Priestess. You're saying no more. If you don't feel right, you don't feel right. It's a no. People are realizing that you're more in tune with your higher self now. You know, you have that sixth sense, you're going to follow it. So, no, it's something about you rejecting. Again, guys, I know I sound like a bloody start record, but we got 4-4 here. Someone could be in their 40s watching this reading, or look at the angel number 44. But I don't know if people make offers to you and you're like, your intuition is telling you at that time, no, mate, don't do it. So I don't know if there's a lot going on, like tradition that goes on in the community or a certain lifestyle, and that's something that you're trying to break free from. So people are currently realizing that if they do express something to you or they do make an offer to you, your intuition is telling you to reject it. Don't settle, or just overall don't invite that into this new beginning that you are currently undergoing, because it will set you back. It will just cause you to feel restricted again. So something about possibly making head over heart decisions. Yeah, it could be with that King of Cups. So King of Cups is someone who knows how to balance head over heart. You may have Pisces in your chart, heavy Pisces in this reading. Like you're becoming more expressive in how you feel instead of internalizing it. Saying no, even though people will pout and sulk. You're like, okay, well, okay, yeah, I know you're upset with me, but okay, you'll get over it. So maybe you found it hard to say no, guys. That's for some of you, because you wanted to spare people's feelings and you didn't want to make people upset. But when you were doing that, it wasn't making you feel great. Five of Wands, Leo. Ooh, Death, Ten of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and we have the Two of Swords. What's that Two of Swords about? The Fool. So people are currently realizing that you are taking more risks, leaps and bounds, feeling liberated, going into a new experience, no longer feeling weighed down, chained down mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, no longer conflicted about transformation, no longer resisting and fighting with yourself of your overall happiness. Remember, you are deserving to be happy, and I feel like there's a lot of people in your community, in what shape or form, that have been having a whale of a time for too long now, and it's time for you to pursue your own happiness. Now, if people get in a mood and start pouting and sulking because you're pursuing your own happiness, that just clearly shows that a boundary had to be set in place from a while ago, number one. But also, if people really want to see the best for you and want you to reach your full potential, whatever your decision making may be in life, even though it may not resonate with them, if they're really a true and real one, they will support you regardless. And something's really telling me that on your new journey, you're going to realize who's for you and who's not. And for some of you, you may realize that none of these people were for you, because you're going to be riding solo. Yeah. But again, I feel like you always knew that. You were just refusing to see with that Two of Swords there. When your energy was in stagnancy and you were constantly fussing and fighting within yourself and not making decisions and procrastinating, you may have started to take your frustrations out on, I don't know, if it started to really change your behavior again, right? When things are becoming stuck and things are not going our way, it can affect how we respond to things. And something's really telling me that how you were acting, it was quite out of character. You just weren't really feeling yourself. But like I keep saying, right, if we're not in alignment within ourselves, then things will spiral out of control. And people are currently realizing that you are, again, something to do with you being more vocal. I don't know if you're being more protective over someone as well, whether it's that you are protecting and standing up more for yourself. Because the Knight of Swords is really telling me that if someone said something that you think is quite aggressive, rude, passive aggressive, it could be in something to do with your relationships, and they have a way of saying things. It's like you're nipping it in the bud. Is it the truth? Yes, but it's a harsh, brutal truth, and people are currently realizing, okay, don't ever step. Okay, I'm not going to overstep the mark again or say that again. You know, whereas before you used to just ignore it and just let people say what they wanted to say when it was downright rude and disrespectful. You're like, you're not crossing that line with me anymore. You'll confront it. Something about you being more confrontational about things, whereas before you would hold back and take the mature approach because it's like, I know how these people are. These are people that you can't reason with, and if you express something, they take things the wrong way and they want to beef you and get really low vibrational. And it's like you can actually have an argument, and healthy argument, believe it or not, you can, but only with mature people. You know, you can say your piece, that person can say their piece without calling names and crossing that mark. And I feel like that's what it is with whoever these folks are, where they get way up in their feelings and they take things personally. It's like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. And this is where I feel like you started to internalize to save feelings, spare feelings, should I say. But it's got to a point where, because you start internalizing and holding back your feelings and not confronting things, people are just getting away with bloody murder by the looks of it, hypothetically talking. And, you know, you may feel, I just heard backlash in my head. So now that you're being more outspoken, yeah, it comes with a lot of bullshit, but you was expecting that anyway. It's like you've got to ruffle a bit of feathers to put people in their place, and that's what it is. People are currently realizing that you're being more outspoken, you're standing on business, you said what you said, they're responding to you exactly how you expected them to be. But what's come out of it? Possibly no contact now, which you were possibly expecting. There's rejections left, right, and center. But it's kind of like you really seeing through a period of darkness for some of you that all along, okay, it's just confirmation. These were never my people. It's quite sad, isn't it? But in the next breath, you set yourself free, where you create space and you can manifest your true soul tribe family. And for some of you, these people haven't been revealed to you yet. People that will show you respect, that will build you up, and you can build them up as well. Maybe there's someone in the background, someone from a distance. I don't know, guys. That could be for some of you. I don't know if this is like an old friend. This is nothing to do with this person. I don't feel like this person's in your community. Someone that you had an abrupt ending with, but there's still a lot of love in the next breath. So it's kind of like divide and conquer. That's another energy coming through, where whoever these people are that were constantly bringing distractions and all these negative changes, they could have been quite intimidated by this other person, because this is someone who I feel is highly intuitive and actually loves you and cares about you and wants the best for you. Yeah. But I feel like there's a group of people that created an illusion that this person didn't care about you when really they do. It's just that this person felt that they had to turn their back on you based on, this is someone who knows a lot intuitively and knows that it's kind of like wanting to be in your space, but knowing that they would get dragged into this. So it's like, I want to be a part of your life, but not with what comes with it. Because this is someone who sits in a lot of light, and they're very much aware of how energy works. Okay, so if that doesn't resonate with you, if there's someone at a distance that you love and you care about, whatever that relationship may be, then a second message that I'm getting is that people are currently realizing I just heard smoke and mirrors in my head, so that could resonate for someone. Again, you're standing alone and you're happy on your own, even though there's this energy of confusion on their part. I don't feel like on yours. We're not talking. Cool. I'm still happy anyway. But the more that you disconnect from this environment, the more that you're going to realize, why didn't I do this any sooner? That's for some of you. That's for some of you, because there's something about you creating and manifesting, and it's something to do with recognition. People in your life reaping what you sowed, but in a good way, planting your seeds elsewhere. It's definitely something to do with these folks are then going to be witnessing your growth from a distance that you're not really talking, or if you are talking to them, you're not really expressing as much like you used to. Maybe your intuition is telling you. Based on all of this. Okay, so I don't know if you're receiving good news, guys. I want to say congratulations, whatever that good news is. There's something about a wish fulfillment. People are currently seeing that you're putting in a lot of effort and time into your emotional needs. Something about emotional needs, which then, rightfully so, when we're back in alignment and we're feeling good within ourselves, we're no longer under pressure and stress, then we can open up our heart to new possibilities. And that's what I feel like is next. That it's kind of like the more that you get a taste of this emotional fulfillment, the more that you keep investing into it, the more that you see the growth and they see the growth, and then the more that they get hurt and upset and they feel betrayed, they feel like you've betrayed them. And again, it's because there's this mindset of, no, we have to remain in struggle and lack and being broken. No, they can help themselves, but they choose to remain playing victim all the time. So I don't know if there's something to do with living in care, child neglect, or growing up too quickly. That's for someone in this reading. Maybe you have siblings, I don't know, foster care, or just having a really something about childhood trauma, and I'm really getting something to do with your life. I'm not making that define me. Yeah, it's part of my life, but not all of it. I really like that, guys. That's so inspiring. I really like that. Good for you. So signs: Pisces, Aquarius, Leo. We have a lot of air: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces again, Scorpio, Judgment, Scorpio again, Sagittarius, and Virgo. All right, my lovelies, all the best. Bye bye. Hey, Pal Free, how's it going, my lovelies? If you guys chose this image, let's get into your reading. I hope you guys enjoy the messages. Okay, so Pal Free, what are people currently realizing about you? What are people currently realizing about you, Pal Free? We have the King of Cups, Emperor. I could be talking to a man in this reading. If you are a female, people are currently realizing that you are less emotional. I just heard in my head something about you being more in your masculine energy. Because it's interesting, and King of Cups is someone who knows how to regulate oneself emotionally. Something about you composing oneself, being more in control of how you act, how you express yourself. Which is making people change their perspective of you. You've been side-eyed for a while. I don't know, guys, there's something about this new version of yourself that people have been side-eyeing, and they've been finding it hard to accept it, but it's not for them to accept. Yeah, definitely have been spying on you, watching you, curious, questioning, more questioning. literally looking at their phone or talking to other people, and we see you doing good and we see you acting in a different way, but we know how you used to act. Well, people can change. These are really immature folks though, and they thrive off gossip. Yeah, not the brightest of the bunch, these folks here with that page of swords. There's something to do with intellect here as well, because I feel like you are someone who chooses your moments. You've caught someone off guard in this reading, Pile 3, where I feel like you make people just chow their ass. All right, you keep talking, mate. I don't know, people love to make up these stories that they believe, delusional individuals, whether they're telling stories and lies about you or about themselves, or something about flexing, fake pretending. People claim to be these successful people, or I don't know where this is going, guys. So, say for instance, if you're going out on a date with someone, or you're becoming friends with someone, or you want to network with someone, it's like you can spot a fake from a mile away, but you won't actually tell them there and then on the spot. You'll make them tell on themselves, or you'll make them continue to rant, and then you'll be like, okay, I have this little bit of information that you told me. Do you remember? I don't know if you are someone who holds on to receipts. That's for some of you. There's something to do with screenshots, receipts in this reading, where people are currently really like, wow. So you are actually intelligent. I don't know where this is going, guys, but that's another energy coming through. Come on, yeah, I'm going to have you, mate. Someone's stuck on stupid in this reading, and it's not you. So I'm really getting something, A, to do with your character, where I don't know if someone wants you to react. Like, oh, guess what so-and-so said about you? And you're like, okay. Is that piece of gossip paying my bills? Is it maintaining my lifestyle? No. Okay, let's keep it pushing. Or if there's something to do with accountability with that hangman, where someone has scapegoated you, they've lied about you, and you're like, really? Okay. I'm going to set the record straight, but I'm going to pick my moments. Not now. I don't know. Maybe someone thought that they could get away with something. I never said that. Yes, you did. Someone's questioning their own self. Like, why did I say that? They feel stuck. They feel stuck. Should have thought twice, hey? Let's keep going. Messages for pile 3, please. What are people currently realizing about pile 3? Okay. What are people currently realizing about pile 3? Thank you. Yeah, just really emotionally immature folks. So childish. Grow up. This is annoying to read as a reader, but let's keep going with it, guys. So I don't know if these are old friends, siblings even, or something pertaining to children. Someone thinks that they can remain in control of you just because you have children with them. Absolutely not. That's for someone in this reading. Tell me more. And then doing some weird, dumb stuff where they're communicating with children to then make your children come to you. Or daddy said this, or mummy said that. I don't know where that's going. Something about indirect communication. There's one person, because the emperor is a ringleader. You know, they're the leader, right? So even though I'm guessing that you are an emperor energy, there is someone, I'm also getting another energy where this emperor knows that they don't stand on business. They don't come to you. Remain in that energy and come towards the pile 3 in that energy. No, they don't do that. So what they do is they get these little runarounds, they're little minions to then come to you with information, and you're still calm, at peace. You don't care for this energy. Someone wants you to care, and you don't. You don't. So what are people currently realizing? Well, there's one specific person that is realizing it doesn't matter how many people they get involved, or how much information comes your way indirectly, how much they put you under pressure. I just heard if it's pertaining to work, you're still rooted and grounded, and you're still successful. You're still sleeping like a baby at night. This is not affecting you as much as they want it to affect you. Mm-hmm. Tell me more, please. Yeah, you're still in your light, literally, with that sun there, but I saw, yeah, the star. You're not lowering your vibration over this. Absolutely not. I feel like you If you're not, use these people as bloody guinea pigs. That's what I do. If people want to try and test me, and I don't know where that's going, guys. So I don't know if this is in a family dynamic or old friends, whatever the case may be. Because as I said right in the beginning of this reading, where people are questioning this new version of you, your maturity, right? Me personally, when I have people that I still need to interact with that I don't want to, and they're still on dumb shit, I personally see it as using them as experiences and as lessons where make it test your emotional intelligence. Make it test you to see how much have you grown. If you are someone who used to be quite reactive and couldn't handle your emotions really well. Because I really do feel like someone is thinking that you're still in that space and you're not. It's just strange. Let's keep going. Pile 3, please. What are people currently realizing about pile 3? Yeah, just leave your energy alone, man. You just stay in your own lane. You don't bother no one. But people just want to bother you. It's like an itch you can't bloody reach. Go away. Go away. Yeah, 2 of Swords. There's a block. You're refusing to see. You're ignoring something. Maybe someone wants you to access something pertaining to a hurtful situation. They want you to be hurt, or they want you to speak more on something that happened, which was a really upsetting situation. And you're like, I'm trying to heal from that, or already have. I don't want to revisit that. So it could be a case of where someone's still hung up on something and they're still hurt, but that's not your issue and that's not your problem. That's something that they need to work on internally. Okay, whether they need to seek therapy, journal, I don't know, but someone is clearly bitter, salty, and scorned in this reading that you're no longer their friend anymore, or I don't know, you don't want to reconcile, whatever the relationship may be. And I really do feel like what's come out of that is that someone is just not accepting that, and then they're just taking it a bit too far now. Then the emotional immaturity comes in through the gossip, getting other people involved, being messy, low vibing, being mean boy, mean girl, and then trying to get your attention in another way. Someone wants your attention. They want your attention in a worse way, and I feel like you are responding with compassion and love. I get it, bro. I get it, sis. Like, you're still hurt over me. It's cool. It's cool. I send love and light your way, and I hope that one day you'll heal from this. But it doesn't matter what you say about me, what you do, how many millions you bring involved. I'm still thriving. But what's going to happen for you, my friend, is that will is not going to turn in your favor if you keep spreading lies about me. Because if you really want to go there, I can, but you really don't want to get me out of character. You really don't want to do that, because when I stand on business, I stand on business and I come with big receipts. That's for someone in this reading. I don't know, because there's something about this. Some of you have Taurus in your chart. You don't have to, but there's just something about your energy. It takes a lot for you to get to that point, and it's kind of like poking the bear. It's like, bro, I've warned you. Don't do that. You don't want to go there with me. And if they have made you get to this point, what are they currently realizing? Okay, I should have kept my mouth shut. I should have kept my opinions to myself. I shouldn't have been playing games. Mm-hmm. Let's keep going. Oh, yeah. Someone's called judgment on this person now. They were warned. Should have thought twice. Let's keep going. What are people currently realizing about pile 3, please? What are people currently realizing about pile 3, please? High Priestess, the 9 of Cups. Eight of Cups. What's the 9 to the 8 of Cups? That's going backwards there. What's that about? 5 of Swords. Oh, goodness gracious. You fought back, pile 3. Not in a grimy way, though. It's kind of like facing your bullies with that 5 of Swords, or whatever this energy is. Someone has got to be in their bonnet where they want to win. And it's like, win what? Win an ego clash, really? Have you not got better things to do with your life? Clearly not. But it's kind of like, I've had enough with this shit. I want to end it now. So, like I said, it's taken a while where you've taken a more approach, but sometimes you've got to let people know and put them in their place. And so you have. Now who's walking away and getting a hint and understand the assignment. Took them a while. But I don't know who this person is, right? They provoke. Someone wants to provoke you. And when you stand on business, it's like, you're the bully. No, you're just standing up for yourself. It's like they just continue with this false narrative, really giving that. But another energy I'm getting, if you have been just nurturing yourself in your own name, which I've established in this reading, something's really telling me with all this energy coming towards you, because it's interesting, right? With the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords, remember what I was saying about receipts? I'm more getting on this person, right? Where Three of Swords is telling me that's of the past. That's something that's already taken place between you and this person. Now, I do feel like this is someone who has been saying things from a place of hurt, yes, but there's nothing concrete or tangible where this person can back up what they're saying. So, another energy is coming through that based on what this person has been saying, because you removed yourself from them, that's why they're acting the way they are and being salty and negative, right? It's like they need to back up on these allegations or lies that they've been saying. So this is where this person is then coming towards you to provoke you, to then confirm to whoever they've been lying about you that, see, I told you what I said is true. The collective really isn't someone who is bossing up and is building an empire and has changed. No, no. They're really someone who is abusive and a bully and attacks me. Be careful. Don't let this person in your energy. No, no, no. Very manipulative. I don't know who this person is. I'm presuming you do. Um, but this is someone who doesn't like to see anyone happy. Anyone. This is someone who does not congratulate people. No, 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 no. It's like, I need to conquer and I need to win. I need to be the face of the billboard and shining bright and better than others, you know. So the fact that you are obtaining your success as well, that's all it is. Someone wants to be just a bit better than you and more successful than you, and it's like, this is so lame, guys. This is so lame. Hence why you're not paying attention, because you know that this person's lame. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, honeys. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're not giving no. Now here we have it. That's something that you can obtain. That's divination. That's divination here. Tell me more about that. Hermit, you have spiritual enlightenment on something. The Death and the Eight of Wands, you get heavy downloads about this situation. Side note there, but what are people currently realizing about you? I don't know what it is. Well, I can see why with that Queen of Pentacles, but I really do feel like someone has got a real great enthusiasm here, a sense of excite. It will really excite this person to see your downfall. Someone wants to deliver you karma. I just heard they feel that it's justified, that you are deserving of receiving just a little pentacle when really you are deserving of this and you're getting that. What's going on in this person's energy right now? Just as I want to get a bigger picture here. Oh, okay. So they're juggling out their money. This is someone who doesn't make good financial decisions. They just flitter money up in the air, or they have one foot in, one foot out. They don't finish off projects. You know, this is someone who finds it hard to commit to things as well. This is a no answer. So based on the fact that things are up in the air for them, things can't go right for you, Palfrey. No, I'm going to make your life a misery. So every time you come into work, if it's a workplace, I'm going to add more shit on your plate for you to feel overwhelmed, where I'll force you to leave this job. Or if you remove yourself from a certain relationship, if it's nothing pertaining to work, and you've been doing better without me, and I can see that through the sidelines. I'm going to do things that are quite petty and childish because I'm having this internal struggle within myself. But overall, as a whole, back to it, the star, you keep manifesting your way and transmuting energy. Something to do with transmuting energy here. So people, I really do feel like someone has been getting children, either children or their friends involved. But anyway, that's a side note there. Or these are old friends that are doing this. People are currently realizing that it doesn't matter what's being thrown your way, you'll block it out. You'll block it out. And you'll continue to raise your vibration. If anything, this inspires you. This inspires you, this motivates you to continue to create and to manifest whatever you are manifesting for yourself. That's going to differ from pile 3 to pile 3. Tell me more, and then I'm going to close out your reading, my lovely. There's something to do with your very wise pile 3. You have strong psychic abilities as well. I do feel like there's a bit of paranoia here on these people's part. But death talks about transformation. You've transformed and you've gone through so many dark moments in that period of isolation, but you discovered a lot. There's spiritual enlightenment here. So people have wanted to put an end to that. I mean, these are people that led you to your awakening in that dark place, and then it's like they want you to go back into that darkness. No, you're in your light now. So there's something about your purpose. I can't shift off this energy as I started off right in this reading. Maturity, wisdom here. Tell me more about this Hermit to the Death. King of Pentacles. Could be how you obtain money. Four of Swords. What's this Four of Swords about? Yeah, I like that, guys. I really like that. You know what they say, right? Love is the highest frequency. And I feel like every time I do feel with these 4 cards, though, your energy has been retreated for a reason. So if you have been in isolation for a long period of time, it's been for your ancestors are doing it for a reason. You know, because rightfully so, our ancestors can see things that we don't. But I do feel like you have an inner knowing of why and when things are taking place behind the scenes. I feel like you do know. But it's like the more that you isolate your energy, the more that things are discovered of who really is the hater in this situation. It shows. It shows. Because someone is continuing to yap, and it's becoming quite obsessive now. And then you're over here where you're just minding your own business, focusing on your children if you have any, going to school if you go to school, starting a new job, a side hustle, personal goals. You're stable. So what people are currently realizing is that you're maintaining this energy of remaining stable, secure. You're not about this dumb, immature shit. Okay, you're not going to be feeding into these negative narratives. And not only is this person realizing that, but people connected to them as well. And the more that you are opening up your heart to love, self-love, still feeling good within yourself and lying low, you don't even need to do anything. Not that I feel like you was going to anyway. Oh, what's that? Because I reposted that video on TikTok literally a couple of days ago, where it's like, oh, I can't remember word for word, guys, but it says in timing the story will tell itself basically without you doing anything. And this is exactly what it is. This is exactly what it is. But I am still going to stand on what I said for some of you. If there's something pertaining to information that someone is currently realizing that either A, you are more intelligent than you let on, or B, you obtaining some form of document, information, screenshots, evidence, basically, to back up something, whether it's in a court case, a job, a community, whatever the case may be. Or for some of you, if it's nothing tangible, then overall it's divination. Yeah, look, Seven of Swords. Someone's on the run here. Someone's avoiding you. So now someone is trying to run away from their lies. Really do feel for some of you it could be defamation of character. That's for some of you. But someone is currently realizing that it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Empress. So what are people currently realizing about you? There's something about your energy, this new version of you guys is confusing a lot of people that you have had a rebirth from. I mean, the Empress sits in a lot of light, so you are attracting. People are realizing that whatever you are giving birth to, this new version of you, like I said, or this new experience, you could be launching something, a project, creativity, whatever the case may be. I feel like it's brought in a lot of illusions, and lies were said to not make you see who you truly are. Okay, but it's also a case of where there's a lot of opportunities attached to it, where people are seeing you and giving you these opportunities, which then enhances your growth, right? So the more that you're receiving and the more growth and abundance that's coming your way, the more it's becoming quite difficult for these people or person to hold onto this false narrative. And again, it's nothing to do with what you're saying. If you are, then you are. But majority of you, I'm really getting that these opportunities that are coming your way and you still doing your own thing and not feeding into this dumb shit, it's everything's unfolding like it's meant to. You are protected. Now they want to be your friend. Really? That's what it's really giving here, guys. It's Two of Cups here. Someone wants to have a come to Jesus moment now. I don't know, guys. Everyone's going to feel different about that, but someone clearly is a fire starter in this reading and just very impulsive, obnoxious, rude, disrespectful, and they showed their ass basically. Couple more and I'm going to close out your reading, okay? And I keep saying that. Did I say that? I don't bloody know. But anyway, Three of Wands and we have the Devil. Yeah, don't really like that. Like everywhere you go, make sure to keep up with your spiritual protection and cleansing your energy field, okay? Because Three of Wands is foresight moving forward, and then the Devil's there to clarify, which is really telling me that someone is having this attachment to you where they just want to follow you everywhere you go. It's like, bro, sis, come on now. I feel like overall someone is currently realizing that they're not as in control as they thought they were. As you're moving forward, yeah, there's a lot of, well, trying to block you, but it determines on your spiritual strength and who you are as a person, right? Not everyone can battle demons, but you can. And I feel like at one point, yeah, maybe you were stuck in codependency, maybe you did have unhealthy traits, maybe you were toxic. Own it. It's part of your journey where it's built character to who you are now, right? So I don't know if that's also what was said about you, that you used to do this before you moved away and before you advanced, and it's like, why weren't you chatting shit before I leveled up? Why do you want to demonize the collective now and remind them of what they used to do before their transformation? That's so lame. But anyway, it's like the more that you're progressing and advancing, the more that someone is feeling out of control. They're addicted to power and control, this person, but more of a fact of addicted to being needed, and you don't need this person. So at one point, if you did, that's interesting. Two of Pentacles is telling me maybe, you know, we all need time, and we're always going to be in a time of need, right? Help. We need help, assistance when life is life in and we're overwhelmed. But there was a trap attached to that energy. Whoever that person or environment is that wanted to help you, it's not because they genuinely cared, it's because they wanted to be in control and have a sense of power. But anyway, someone's overwhelmed. The more that they see you progressing and advancing, and that devil energy is not having any effect on you. There's jealousy in this reading. Oh goodness gracious me. I don't know who. Oh no, guys. I don't know. This is your own family with a Ten of Pentacles, or a company. I just feel like overall, in general, there's something about your energy where people get so addicted to your energy and they become obsessed. Like they don't want to let you go, but they want to hold on to your energy because they want to control it. It's like, this is not love, this is control. But they want to create this narrative that they do love you, and it's like, no, the moment that you start doing better than them, this is when they're on demon time, and it's really giving that. But there's something to do with a cult or a really strong entity, a demonic attachment in a family dynamic, or someone wanted to keep you bound and stuck to materialism, or maybe someone earns more than you, or I don't know, someone was really in control of the Ten of Pentacles, whether it's a property, a home, money, a bank. I don't know if there's financial abuse in this reading, and someone used it as a leverage, like, you're never going to move away, you're never going to be successful because you always need to depend on me financially. Where are you going to live? Where are you going to stay? Really? Because there's a path three who's created and manifested, and they've been working behind the scenes. They may have started off with a little pentacle, but now they got the Ace of Pentacles. So now what? What's next? Nothing. Now you want to act blind, dumb, and stupid, like you weren't doing all of this behind the scenes. So someone is currently realizing that you don't need them financially. As for some of you, you don't need nowhere to stay because you've got your own flat, home, business, you're stable, you've got your own income. Yeah, you may not have the Ten of Pentacles yet, but you're still working towards that, period. And who wants? That's a dirty offer anyway. So let them have that cursed property or inheritance. I don't know. Someone's been playing around with someone's inheritance here. That's cursed. I wouldn't even take that. That's dirty. That's filthy. I don't know, guys. Something to do with materialism, and it's just tampered with. So I don't know what that's pertaining to. But someone is realizing that you're not taking something, that you know that's a dirty offer, and you're just starting from scratch. And I feel like that's the best way anyway. I don't care if it's billions of pounds. Anything that attached to the devil is a trap. And you know that anyway. So I don't know if someone's trying to make something or glamorize something that it looks good when really it's not, or trying to suck you in to do with money, materialism. All that glitters is not gold pertaining to that. But signs, Capricorn, we have Aries, we have a lot of air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, fixed energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Virgo. All right, my honeys, all the best. Bye-bye.